The U, Pre-College Development Academy.
Are you ready?
Good evening and welcome to PCDA TV, the home of Pre-College Development Academy. Big week coming up this week for Pre-College Development Academy. We're announcing new partners. We're announcing new members to Generation U, the inaugural teams for Pre-College Development Academy in Arizona and Georgia. We're doing our Sunday special and much, much more, all coming up in the next week. Guys, when we get going with this show, I want to remind you to ask your questions in the comments and I will make sure our very, very special guest answers them. To introduce our special guest, I've got a little video that we've put together. His club has helped me tremendously and we'll give them a shout out in just a minute.
The U, Pre-College Development Academy.
Are you ready?
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Rony Argueta. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Robbie, I'm doing well. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing well. It's great to see you again, mate. It's been, 5-6 years since we were dominating the USL in Colorado Springs there.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to have you on board, mate. Like, you are, without a doubt, one of my favorite players that I've seen play live here in the US. Honestly, I think it's a shame you've not had the opportunity to go to the top level, the top level in the US. I think you've definitely got the minerals, you've got the skill. You treat your body like a temple, which some of us have forgot to do over the last few years. I'm going to say that, but it is what it is. So when I have guests on, Rony, I just have them tell us a little bit about themselves. So I'm going to let you just go ahead. Where do you go at high school? Where you from? That kind of stuff. So fire away, mate.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Robbie, and thanks for having me on, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks for this opportunity to share with you guys. So I'm originally from Orange County, Southern California. I pretty much spent most of my life there. I spent a little time in Honduras, so I was born again in California, and then a couple months after I was born, I was taken to Honduras. My parents are from Honduras, and I lived there for about 4 years before I came back to the U.S. Obviously, they wanted me back here to get my education here and everything. So I thank them for that. And so again, I grew up in Orange County. Went to I did my elementary, middle school, high school there. I went to Estancia High School, and then from there, I got the opportunity to go to college, where I went to UC Santa Barbara, beautiful Santa Barbara, California.
Lovely. I bet that was an experience, wasn't it? What
it was,
what did you study when you were there, bud?
So I studied mechanical engineering. It was really hard. It's tough. I was there 5 years, and to be honest with you, I didn't know what I was doing half the time in my exams with homework and exams. It was that hard, but yeah. I was halfway through the program when I was thinking of changing majors. I was thinking of changing my major, and I kind of just I snapped out of it. I'm like, you know what, you're halfway through, just get it done. Plus, I heard it's a good degree to come out with. It just kind of shows about yourself and who you are. Because I mean, it is a hard degree to obtain, and it was definitely hard. But yeah, that I studied there, and played a lot of footy there, a lot of football there. So that was fun. And yeah, man, again, for sure, some of the best times of my life so far were spent there. So good times.
Brilliant. So you are a professional footballer or soccer player, as we some of our crowd will or audience will appreciate. So you are currently with the Switchbacks again.
Yeah,
is that right? You've because you've
that is right.
You've been at the Switchbacks. You've signed your first professional contract with the Switchbacks, and then you played there a couple of years and moved around a little bit. So you're currently at the Switchbacks. Are you the captain again this year?
No, they haven't announced the captain yet. But yeah, no, not focusing on that. Just really focusing on trying to improve every day and just be be better every day, and just yeah, I mean, just be at the top of my game, really. And that's it, man. That's the focus, really, every day, taking it day by day.
Man, good man. So, as you were growing up, who were your main influences in the game?
Growing up, to be honest, my all-time favorite footballer, soccer player, Ronaldo, El Fenomeno, Brazilian Ronaldo.
Fat Ronaldo, not Portuguese Ronaldo, right?
Yes. Brazilian Fat Ronaldo. This guy, man. So I actually, as a kid, I played striker, played forward. Really, like a lot of my youth, like I played forward, striker. And yeah, this guy was like my idol. I had his shoes, I had his boots, the Vapors, the gold, the silver, the art. Like there was this, like, he came out with one that were silver, yellow, blue with the R9. I had them all, man. Orange. But yeah, he was mainly the one that I would look up to.
I mean, he's as a striker, there's not many others that you can look up to, because I mean, he was, until his knee blew out, he was just a phenomenal player, wasn't he? His movement,
exactly,
technical ability, finishing, he was the complete package.
He had it all, for sure, and I agree with you 100%. I always think, like, man, what would he have been, without those injuries? And for sure, this guy was an animal.
So we do have a question. You had the same boots or cleats as Ronaldo. Did you ever have the same haircut? Do you remember the
no.
dodgy?
Yeah, the little patch. Yeah. No, I thought about it. But yeah, my brother knocked some sense into me. He's like, dude, stop right now.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
What about now? Are there any modern players that because obviously you've changed, you're a midfielder now, aren't you? Are there any modern players that you watch and try and emulate?
Oh yeah. Right now my top two, I would say, are Thiago Alcantara, who's currently at Liverpool, and Kimmich, who's currently at Bayern Munich. in my opinion, Kimmich, he's probably the number one right now in the holding midfielder position. He's just complete, man. This kid, he's unreal.
What about Scott McTominay at Man United? You got to give McSauce some love.
Yeah, for sure. He'll get there. He'll get there. I'm just kidding.
So UC
Yeah.
Santa Barbara, you actually went
Yeah.
there with the intention of playing collegiately for UC Santa Barbara, right? Is that a correct assumption?
So I went there on a academic scholarship, with the intention to walk on the team. And to be honest with you, the main reason why I decided to go to UC Santa Barbara was not because I wanted to go and study mechanical engineering, but was because in my mind I was like, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna walk on that team. There was a lot of, at the time, so when I first attended UC Santa Barbara, this was 2009, my first year. So there was a lot of hype around UC Santa Barbara. They had recently won the NCAA, the championship in 2006, I believe. So there was a lot of hype around it, and so I did do the campus visit, and I went to Harder Stadium and got a feel for it all, and I'm like, I'm gonna walk on this team, and that was why I actually decided to go there.
Okay. And unfortunately, I mean, credit to you here, you didn't actually make a single competitive appearance for them, did you?
No.
You ended up just playing, club soccer at the college there.
That's correct.
You played a lot, obviously, but would you say you were a late bloomer? What was the reason for that?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you hit a lot of good points, and points that, for sure, I agree with. So yeah, again, my main focus was to go there, walk on the team, and I was on trial the entire spring season, right before fall, and was the last cut before the fall season. This was 2000, 2000 2010, because I came in fall 2009. So yeah, didn't make it. And then I took a step down, tried out for the club team, the men's club team, made that, played there for three seasons out of the 5 years that I was there. And then I was also playing a lot of like adult league, men's league out there, and just a lot of like just pick up footy, pick up soccer, um, what's called intramurals, all that stuff. I was doing it like wherever I could play, I was playing.
I mean, you've got a love for the game. You're going to play it one way or another, right? That's we always try and figure out a way to do it, no matter what the schedule is. So, all right. So I've got to ask.
Yeah.
If something like Pre-College Development Academy existed back in your, let's say, senior year of high school, with PCDA, we talked about it a little bit. We have a 10-month season, training and playing for 10 months, using wearable tech, video analysis, sports performance staff that are former MLS, sports medicine that are former national team and MLS, were, coaches who are former pros with a lot of success and experience. Would Pre-College Development Academy be something you would have looked at as an alternative to club ball, or taking the chance of walking on and actually playing, knowing that you could train and play while maintaining your eligibility? Would that have been an option for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that any opportunity really that something like this, like you're talking about a pre-college development academy, it just gives a player that opportunity just to keep improving, keep learning, especially if you're working with coaches that really know the game, that know the nuances, the details. And I always think about um, like if I would have had some sort of this kind of training as a kid, as a youth player, like I don't know how much better I could be, because to be honest with you, like uh I'm still learning. Like I'm and I'm what's happened with me is like I'm trying to get rid of bad habits that I've created, because again I played just rec ball, adult leagues, things like that, and I've built like these bad habits that now at the professional game, like I'm trying to um get rid of, and create these good habits. My body shape, angles, passing to the correct foot, just like the little details, the little nuances of the game, right? So definitely, I would definitely be a part of that.
Great answer, Ronnie. I love it. Thank you, mate. Now, so we'll go to your
Yeah.
pro career. Your first contract, we've mentioned it earlier, was with the Switchbacks. You signed in 2015, which was their inaugural season. You guys actually shocked the USL,
Yeah.
didn't you, when you came in with how well you did as a first year team? Tell us about your journey. Like, how did you
we did.
get that contract? And tell us about that first season.
Yeah, so how I obtained that first contract. So after I graduated UCSB in June 2014, I asked myself, I was like, hey, well, you have this engineering degree, and then you also have this dream of playing professional football, professional soccer. So what are you gonna do? So obviously, I decided to go with the latter and just focus on footy and just training and just being prepared, being ready for any opportunity that could possibly come my way. Um, and yeah, so I ended up moving back home to Orange County after I graduated, and again, I was just training on my own and uh, playing indoor rec ball, adult league, anything, anywhere I could play. I was doing it. I was also working at an enterprise rental car company just to make some money. We all got to pay bills, so had to figure out how to do that. And in October 2014, that same year, I got an email from the Ventura County Fusion promoting their combine. They do about like 3 combines annually, and they're promoting their October 2014 combine. So yeah, I was like, this is it. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for, and so signed up, fee, and like one thing that I look back is like it was my mindset, because like now, like with these open tryouts, these you pay for these trials. Like a lot of players already go in there with a bad mindset because they I hear from a lot of guys like saying, "Oh yeah, they just want to make money off of us." Like, but well, yeah, if you go into that trial thinking that, so in my mind, I was this is an investment. Like this, I'm giving myself this opportunity by paying this fee. So yeah, did that, and thankfully, I got picked up from there by Steve Tritschu, who was our first coach here with the Switchback. So I can't thank him enough for giving me the opening the door into the professional football, professional soccer.
Yeah. Something I always mention when I was coaching, when that door is opened or that opportunity does come, you've got to grab it with both hands and don't let go.
Yeah.
And Ronnie, a lad like you with your work ethic and the way you treat your body,
Oh, yeah.
and just I was in awe watching you train when I was working with the Switchbacks. I was there at every practice session. Not only did you grab onto the opportunity with both hands, but you kind of like bit the opportunity as well, and you've held on to it like like that number. You're not letting go, and you just keep grinding.
Yeah.
And credit to you. I think that leads us to the next one. You stayed for 2 years at your first stint at the Switchbacks, and that's when you met this guy in your second season there. But it was another good season. The second season for the Switchbacks,
sure.
Making playoffs and that kind of stuff. But for you personally, it was a good season because you got the Young Player of the Season award. That's correct, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. I felt like. Go ahead.
no, we've got a
Go ahead,
little
Rob.
bit of lag going on, so I'm going to let you say what you were going to say, mate.
It's lagging a little bit. Yeah. You had mentioned that. Yeah, I had a great season, and it was a lot of it was preparation in the off season. Was really taking care of what I was doing with my training, my nutrition, and sleep, and just the little things, right? That will take us really far. So yeah.
Yeah, and you could tell with your performances that season. I'm kind of a critical guy, and I'm hard to impress. And if you get compliments from me, and I'm sure like lads like Miggy and those kind of lads, when they got compliments, they were like, "Oh yeah, okay, I must have done pretty well."
Yeah.
So yeah. So after that season, you signed a contract down in Mexico, and forgive me if I say it wrong, but is it Celaya FC?
Yeah, Celaya, and
Celaya, okay.
it used to be the second division. Yeah, Ascenso. It was called Ascenso MX, Ascenso MX, second division in Mexico. That was quite the experience, I'll tell you. Yeah.
So the question is there with that. How did the Ascenso MX and the USL compare? Speed of play, tactics, level, all that kind of stuff. Is there a comparison? Is one better than the other? Give us your insight on that.
Yeah, so the the style of play completely not completely different, but different for sure. I felt like it was more technical, definitely a lot more technical. And I also felt like players there were, I mean, not to, um, put the USL down, but I felt like the players there were a lot smarter in terms of their movement, their intentions with the football, with the ball. And yeah, it wasn't like a lot of running. It was more like it's like smart running. It's like, okay, I'm gonna run here because it was like with the purpose. Everything's with a purpose. So it was better football for sure.
Yeah, and that actually leads into something that
Yeah.
I'm releasing tomorrow. I have an article that I've written on whether we should bring promotion and relegation to US soccer and what that would mean to the level. And obviously, everywhere
Yeah.
else in the world, every single game is sink or swim, right? Apart from in the US, you can be the worst team
Yep.
for 10 years in the MLS and be safe. You could be the best team in USL and never go up. It's, and I think that this is just my
Exactly.
opinion. I'm giving a little
Yeah.
bit away in my article, but I think that safety kind of plateaus the players and their development and their hunger to succeed, or curbs their appetite for success. Would you kind of agree
Yes.
with that?
100%. I wouldn't kind of agree with it, I would agree with it 100%, for sure.
Yes. So after Celaya, you came back to the Switchbacks, and then after that, you headed off to Fresno for their inaugural season, and that was in 2018. How was that experience for you?
Yeah. So that was another good learning experience because so I mean, again, just like looking back and reflecting, with the Switchbacks, I felt like I was one of the favorites. I was definitely one of Trichy's favorites, and so going out of getting out of that, almost getting out of that comfort zone, and going into Fresno, I definitely wasn't one of the one of the favorites. The head coach there, Adam Smith, English guy, definitely wasn't one of the favorites. So I needed to figure out, like, again, not to be a favorite, but I needed to figure out like what he wanted, right, as the head coach, and what his expectations were, so that I could playing time. And so again, it was just navigating through that and just figuring out how I can improve my game, always looking to improve, and so that I could play, because ultimately, as players, that's what we want to do. We want to play and not sit on the bench. So that was it. I struggled because, like, with every challenge, yeah, you're gonna struggle, of course, but we won't grow unless we're being challenged, unless we're going through struggle. So it was good in that sense for me.
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right, Ronnie? I mean, not everything goes your way in the game, and it's how you bounce back from adversity, really, isn't it? So, well, you're back home now in Colorado Springs,
100%.
the home of the Switchbacks. I don't know about you. I believe in fate. It seems Colorado, and specifically Colorado Springs and the Switchbacks, is your home. Would you say that's a fair assessment? Because you keep going away, but you keep coming back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I agree. And I've built a lot of good relationships here, with a lot of good people, and so yeah, it definitely feels like home. This is my sixth season here, and so yeah, it's and it's been a crazy ride, because we've had a few coaches come and leave, and so just with that change alone, and it's been like, I mean, you know how it is. The coach comes in, he brings in his players, his staff, and so it's a complete change, really. So again, it's making the adjustment to how he wants to play, what's his style of play, what are his expectations, and so yeah, it's really cool. To me, it's always good. Change is always good, because yeah, we are gonna struggle through it. It is gonna be challenging, but again, it's only gonna make us better.
So you mentioned changing coaching staff. So one of your last assistant coaches, Kyle Tim.
Yeah.
I played with that young man.
Yeah.
In college, he is
nice.
I will say this: he doesn't look it, but he's probably one of the best players I've played with. And the reason I think I like you so much as a player, Ronnie, is you remind me a lot of Skillo, is what we called him back in the college days. He was a baller, but then he got, just like me, he got fat. So, but we still balled out in the Mexican League down in Texas. So that was fun.
You're not fat.
So, All right.
Love it. Yeah, man. Kyle Tim, man, great guy.
Yeah, yeah. His soccer knowledge is it's up there. I used to enjoy talking to Kyle. We obviously
sure.
played together, but we also coached together at Tyler as well. So, having a chat with Kyle, we'd
Love
both
it.
be bouncing ideas off and learning things from each other and having a laugh. And yeah, good dude, very good player back in his day. So
Nice.
all right, so you've captained the Switchbacks. Most notably, you captained the Switchbacks and played against Didier Drogba. How awesome was that experience? Let's be honest, the guy is legit,
Oh man.
right?
Yeah. Ah man, this guy. Honestly, during that game, I was just like, I was really just focusing on him, just kind of like seeing, how he moves off the ball, how he moves with the ball. It was a great experience, man. Something like that I would never forget. But yeah, this guy is unreal. Like, it's crazy because he's not the quickest, fastest guy, but he is extremely deceptive. Like, he'll show you the ball one way and boom, it's the other way, and you're just like, what the heck just happened? And so, just being able to experience that and learn from that was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I know. When I saw that picture on your social media a couple of years ago, I was like, "Whoa, that's legit! Like that is awesome." There was you with the Switchbacks
Yeah,
armband on, and
yeah,
then Didier Drogba, and then
it's
the
a
blokes who
blessing.
with the whistles and flags who kind of tend to ruin games, but we won't go into that one. But no, I mean that must have been a great experience for you. So you must be on cloud nine right now, or maybe
Yeah.
not. You might be torn in half inside because Honduras U23s and the US. I mean, what were you doing in that game? Were you watching? What were your
Yeah.
emotions? What happened there?
Oh yeah, that was man, yeah, I mean mixed emotions, but um to be frank with you, as a kid I've always wanted to, like, I've always dreamed of playing for the Honduran national team. Um Although I'd probably be better off playing for the US national team in terms of maybe how they treat their players and all that. But yeah, as a kid, I don't know. I always I always dreamt and I always like imagined myself wearing the Honduran jersey. And yeah, as a kid too, I would always root for them. When it was Honduras US, I was always rooting for Honduras for some reason. Although I was born in the US, but yeah,
Well,
it's a
just
strange thing.
just because you're born somewhere doesn't necessarily mean that your culture and heritage is that place. I mean that's the beauty of the US, isn't it?
Right.
It's a melting pot of different cultures.
Yeah,
You got
it's a
people like
melting
me
pot.
fresh off the boat,
Exactly.
and then you've got people from Mexico, Honduras, all these different places, and that I think is
Yeah,
is what makes the game in this country so special, isn't it?
facts, 100%. Very diverse, extremely diverse.
So I've got a question here. A lot of football played at UCSB. You mentioned that. How cool will it have been playing year round at the college level? Would you have become better than what you are
Hmm.
now if you'd have been playing year round with quality coaching? Do you think in those formative years when you were at college?
Yeah, of
Because I
course,
mean, I
of
think
course.
when we were talking, you've already mentioned it, haven't you? That you're still learning and correcting bad habits, right?
Yeah, yeah, right, right. So, I mean, the earlier you can get that proper training, where you're being taught again these little details that unless someone's telling you, right, that you're really not aware of it. At least that was my case. um but yeah, that would have been great. And like I tell you, I I, I mean, I can't imagine how much better I would be if I would have developed these good habits as a kid, and continue to just improve on it. So I would definitely be a part of it.
It's not really a question here. It's more of a statement. It's a walk on, question mark, question mark, question mark. Look at where you are now. Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a really important message, Ronnie, is it might not happen right away, but it's out there
Yeah.
if you're willing to drive for it. For the youth soccer players, the juniors and the seniors of high school, what advice would you give them?
I'd give them. I tell them to, if it's something that they really want to do, if it's something that, because again, I dreamt, like, as a kid, I would dream this stuff. Like, I would dream of myself playing professionally at I don't remember what color jersey I was wearing, who I was playing for, whatever, but I would have these dreams of me playing professionally, and have like visions. um but again, it goes back to, if it's something that you really want to do, then, whether you're going through a hard, tough time with a high school coach, maybe your teammates, maybe just the experience, the environment. um just keep pushing through. Resilience, perseverance, and ultimately, I think it's just the love and the passion of the game that, or for the game, that will help you move through these challenges, through these obstacles. Because that's been my experience. Like, I just have so much passion and so much love for the game that, any rough patch is like, all right, we'll get through it. Just keep enjoying football, and that's it. Um, but yeah, it'd be that. Just keep going, keep going. Sooner or later, good times will come, and sooner or later, you'll be playing to the best of your abilities, and again, abilities and skills, we can always improve. Those are things that are not fixed. Those are things that we can always improve. So just keep working. That's it.
Love it, Ronnie. You've just inspired me now to keep working, because I was, after this week, it's been quite busy. I was ready to put the flap cap off
Yeah.
on the hook, and just have a few beers and take a day off. But now I'm inspired again, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So, well, Ronnie,
Let's get
it's
it,
been
man.
an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I want to get you back on again, and then we can talk
do it.
about
I'd love to be on.
the real Rony Argueta. That's what. No, I'm just kidding. We know that guy because
Hey.
you're that guy, aren't you? You are who you are. You don't put an act on. You're just a really humble, nice guy. And I mean, whenever you mention anybody who knows you from the game, it's, oh, Ronnie, love that guy. Like, literally, ask the Switchbacks for some film so I could put together your intro. First text message I get back was, oh yeah, Ronnie, we love that guy. Like, I'm like, me too. So, I mean, being humble as well as being a pro, I mean, that's it's seldom you find that these days. And Ronnie, we wish you the best of luck with your upcoming season. And we'll definitely be in touch, because I want to get you back on the show.
Thank you, Robbie. I'd love to be back on the show, and once again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share and give back from my experiences. And again, whenever you want, man, back on. We're live.
Brilliant. Sounds good, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome, Robbie. All the best.
Cheers, you too, brother. Good luck with your season. Guys, that was Rony Argueta, central midfielder for Switchbacks FC in Colorado Springs. Make sure you check out their website for upcoming games and tickets, and you can follow them on social media. Also, make sure you keep following us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. My name is Robbie Carroll. This was PCDA TV. Have a good night.
The U, Pre-College Development Academy.